Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Hey there folks, welcome you all to yet another Friday vlog of mine. Another Friday has caught up with us people yet again. Life is just whizzing by, Pete. These things seem to happen every week. Anywho, it is time for one of these people. If you haven't got one, go and get one. It's just a shame it's such a depressing subject matter, but we'll get to that, people. We'll get to that. This particular vlog, and I will explain everything that you've seen in the title, and you will have no doubt seen a gazillion other people at this point who have suddenly realised what Google have done and what a monumental impact it's having to all creators, really, but more so the sort of mid-range / smaller creators, and you know, the people that can't really fight for themselves if something was to happen. But I will run through what I've done. Is I've got a list of things here, people, just so that I try and get all of my thoughts and points across. So what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to kind of crack straight into it this week. I'm not going to ramble on too much at the beginning, in case people have come across this vlog and just want to hear what I've got to say about the whole FTC and COPPA YouTube debacle that has just become so ridiculous that I can't even believe what YouTube have done, to be honest with you. I can't believe how badly they're screwing us all over. I can't believe they can't see what a monumental impact it's going to have on their product more than anything else. Anywho, let's get down to it. Flagons up to you all. I'm going to have a sip of this before I get going. You know, I'd buy you one, people, if I could. Oh, that's nice, that is. Okay, so point one on my list, people. So let's explain as best I can what happened. So a long time ago, in a decade far away, when the interwebs and everything was getting really into its stride with all sorts of things, the FTC came along with the COPPA type. Well, COPPA is basically the Child Online Privacy Protection Act, or agency, I think it's Act, and its whole purpose isn't a bad purpose. Its whole purpose is to try and protect children's data on the internet. So what that means is it is illegal, for example, to collect data from kids that are online, you know, via any form, and you know, in order to then promote, advertise and take advantage of those pieces of information, and also protect that information from being scattered here, there and everywhere when they're just still kids. And this applies, in America anyway, this applies to 13 years of age and under. So, and that's all fine, and all of this got said, right, you can't do this, you can't do that, and at the time, YouTube said, oh, well, that doesn't affect us because we don't do that. We don't collect, our platform's only for people over the age of 13, so we don't need to worry about any of that stuff, and we're just going to do what we do. And that was the way of it for the last, I don't know what the timescales are, but say 10 years or however long it's been. So then, as time went on, parents were starting to realise that their kids under the age of 18 were going on to, you know, whatever video, because there seems to be little restriction when it comes to YouTube anyway, which we'll get onto in a bit. But kids were going, oh, that looks interesting, clicking on it. That looks interesting, clicking on it. And YouTube were, or Google, YouTube, were using that opportunity to advertise specifically adverts that were aimed at children that were under 13. So on one hand, they'd said, our platform is not for children under 13, so we don't have to worry about it. But then on the other hand, they were absolutely targeting anybody under the age of 13 that was watching a particular kind of video. So they would get adverts that were aimed at them. So the FTC took them to court, and they won. And YouTube lost. They actually settled out of court. So, you know, that says it all, really. And they were forced to pay, I think, like $170 million or something, which is the biggest fine ever in the history of sort of online fines, I think. And so YouTube had a reflux reaction, and basically what they've done is just bloody awful. Now, what YouTube did was wrong, fine. parents complaining about what was happening, absolutely fine. And I don't think the parents who have complained actually want what has happened to happen. All they wanted was for YouTube not to target and not to use the data of the children that were watching YouTube to do what they were doing under the age of 13. And that's fine. So, we all know that YouTube have got this data. So we can stop them, either stop them watching videos that they're not supposed to be watching, or stop them watching videos if I say I don't want kids to watch my videos, all that sort of thing. And the FTC are kind of trying to do something about it, but they either are just really, really dumb when it comes to online, which is crazy because that's what we're talking about, and there should be people in charge of the process that understand what online means and what YouTube is as a product. And so the best intentions are there for two of the three parties involved in this. And make no mistake, this has all happened because YouTube got greedy and they knew they shouldn't have been doing it, but they did it anyway. So now what's happened is, so that's what's happened, right? That's what's happened. So they've been stung really badly. And so what we'll talk about now is what's happened so far as what YouTube have done as the reflux reaction, right? So best intentions from the parents who complained to the FTC. The FTC have done something that they've won, but they're now doing something severely over the top and also blaming the creators, such as me, about it. Not, they find YouTube, but they're targeting us, not YouTube. The guy was on camera, was interviewed on camera, an absolute knobend, if you don't mind me saying so, saying that YouTube, if an analogy, he said, YouTube, if you talk about a barrel of fish, YouTube are the barrel and the creators are the fish, and they're going to shoot the fish. It's like, fuck off. It's nothing to do with me. I had absolutely no control over who sees my videos at all. So it's up to YouTube to say, we know how old that person is that's logged in, therefore they can watch that video. I cannot refine my channel to say I don't want kids to watch it. I'm playing games most of the time, and that will be appealing to kids, therefore they will probably go and watch it, even though they shouldn't, because it's probably a 15 or an 18 game or whatever it is, So this guy's targeting the creators who've had absolutely no control over how these under 13s access our videos. We've not been able to do that. So you can't come after us. We've not done anything wrong. It's Google that have done something wrong. I didn't tick something on my channel to say send advertising to kids under 13 because I want to make loads of money off them. Do a hell. You know what I mean? The whole thing is just ridiculous beyond belief. It's like everybody in the process has no idea how YouTube works, has no idea about any of the good stuff that's in YouTube, and the fact that all of the good stuff is going to be gone because of what they've just done. And anyway, so let's move on to what they've just done. So Google's reflux reaction was that, and I didn't realise how this was going to impact me. I've kind of glazed away through the last number of weeks thinking, oh, that's not going to affect me because, they've given me this tick box and I've ticked it. But that is not... I've suddenly realised after watching... I'll try and put links in the description of it for a number of reasons, because I'm explaining it as best I can. But I found a video of an actual lawyer who does this sort of stuff. And he's got a channel on YouTube, and even he can't understand the stuff that they've put in place. So I'll try and put that link in, because that really breaks it down really well as to just how ridiculous it is. He's a lawyer, and he can't figure out what it is they're trying to achieve. So, so this is what they've done. I'm going to have another sip, because I'm getting angry, people. So what they've done is, I got notification up at the top of my bar, and this was the first I'd ever known about anything to do with COPPA or the FTC. I'd never heard any of it. Get to the COPPA! Hey, there should be a meme there somewhere. So I saw a big bar when I was uploading a video, I don't know, maybe a few weeks back. I saw this new, because whenever they do something and change something, you get a massive blue bar at the top of your uploader page saying, oh, you've got to do this. And ooh. So this one came up and it said, we are now legally obliged for you to tell us whether or not your content is aimed at children or targeted at children, something like that. That was the kind of wording it was. So I thought, okay, fine. So I clicked on the thing and I went to, there was two ways you could do it. You could either do it by video. So every time you upload, you'd have to have gone through your whole back catalogue and ticked each video as to whether, yes, it was aimed at children or no, it wasn't. Or you could just do it for the whole channel. And I thought, I'll just do it for the whole channel. So I ticked the box that said, no, my content is not made for children. And I thought, well, that's it. I've said that now and that'll be me protected. No. No, it's literally the most pointless tick box on the entire planet, because it doesn't mean that a child won't be able to watch your content. What it means is I am saying that a child won't be remotely interested in what I've just put up. So they can still watch it, but I've said that a child won't be interested in that, you know what I mean? Because, well, how the fuck do I know? Children love everything. You know what I mean? I mean, the amount of channels this is going to affect. I mean, we're an obvious one because it's gaming. Kids are always going to want to watch gaming content, irrelevant of what age the game is for. And even if it was a PG game, how do I know what age of child is going to click on the video? That's just nonsense. So anyway, so I've ticked that for the time being because I thought, well, I had to anyway. And then the other option is, yes, this is aimed at children. And the stuff I do is not aimed at children, people. You know that because my commentary has cursing all the way through it. I built this community to talk to other gamers that are adults, not children. Otherwise, I'd be playing bloody Donkey Kong all day long or something. And even if it was Donkey Kong. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. Anyway, so tick that and I've cracked on for the last couple of weeks. And then it kind of dawned on me that was no protection whatsoever after watching some of these videos. And especially the one from the lawyer guy. And this is what happens, right? So if I now that I've ticked that, if I left things as they were, and the FTC, well, once the 1st of January hits, the FTC are going to have a program that scans YouTube, and if that bot system decides that your video or one of your videos was aimed at children, or a child might think that it was interesting to look at, then they'll say that you were in breach of the COPPA code, and therefore we're going to sue you for $40,000 per video. $40,000 per video, even though I've only got two fecking options. All I can do is say there is so many channels that are going to be affected. Like, what about someone that's teaching guitar? Like, they'd have to tick it to say yes. The wording is yes, it's aimed at children or something like that. It's not a child might find this of interest. You know what I mean? It's like you've got two options and they're just not very good options. They don't do anything at all. And so I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, just tick the one that says, yeah, a child might look at it. Right, fine. Okay, I'd be more than happy to do that. However, if you tick the box that says that my content may be aimed at children or whatever it says, then you lose everything, right? You lose every kind of visibility on YouTube. There's no comments, there's no community tab, you can't search out the videos or the channel. The whole channel just goes into oblivion. Like, you can't communicate, you can't see folk, people can barely see you as a channel, and it's completely pointless. And there's no adverts will be, well, the first I heard of adverts was they'd be down. There wouldn't be any. And then I've seen people say that it will drop by 90% effectively because you can't, on any of those videos, target that audience. Therefore, it would be generic adverts popping up. So there is no point in me doing YouTube at that point. And I'm certainly not going to have a channel where I'm posting up content and suddenly the FTC bot says I owe them $40,000, and I would have to pay it, Pete. I mean, I would have to counteract it with a legal thing of my own. I'm not got a fucking YouTube legal team. What? I mean, who am I? You know what I mean? I can't afford to be telling the FTC that they've got it wrong, or that, you know, that they could basically enforce it per video. I mean, it only takes 3 videos and I have to sell me house. Fuck's sake. I only make about 60 quid every 4 months, people. You know what I mean? It's like, they clearly think that everybody on YouTube is bloody PewDiePie or something. So, and that he'd be probably about one of the only people that could afford a 40,000 fine on his videos. But, so that's where we're at now. Come the 1st of January, I will have to, at the very least, tick the box that says it could be aimed at kids, because I am not taking anywhere near a risk of having the other box ticked and some bot comes along and says, oh, well, you were playing the Spider-Man game at one point and therefore a kid might come on because it's Spider-Man. So, you know, and they could do that with any game because it's a gaming channel. And, you know, it's madness. There's no way I would put myself in that position. So the only other options I've got is tick the other box, which makes the channel completely pointless, because the whole reason I started this channel was to communicate with all of you. And I can't do that because every form of communication will be switched off and my channel will be in some pit somewhere that you can't even find. So it's completely pointless at that point. So, I mean, I would just delete the channel. There is no point in me having a channel on YouTube when they... I mean, amongst anything else, if this is the way that they treat people that have basically made YouTube what it is, then why would I even want to give them anything that makes them, you know, their $1 a video or whatever it is that they make out of it? The whole point of principle has become, you know, it's farcical. The whole thing is just farcical. And it's not right. If you take out the equation of okay, I mean, you guys know, right? I did not start this channel for money, right? If the only repercussion was that I couldn't make money for a while, then it wouldn't affect me anyway. Like I would still do the channel if I had every other kind of visibility, maybe. Yeah, I'd still have my point of principle about why should YouTube make money and I don't, even though it's a tiny weeny sum. But I would still be interested in doing this kind of stuff for nothing, to have a group of people. Like, we're nearly at 5,000 subs, people. We're 100 off it or nearabouts. You know, we've grown into a proper good community here. And I think that's what upsets me the most. Like, it's taken years for us to gather this community together. And this is how YouTube repay us. They did something extremely wrong, and they are not doing anything other than punish the creators that had absolutely nothing to do with it. And, you know, rather than actually stick a system in place that says, well, if I tick the box that says, no, my channel is not for children, a child can't watch it. What is so hard about that? They've clearly got the data. But that's not what they've done. They've basically said, I'm saying my videos aren't for children, but the FTC might disagree. So there's no line. Like, give me a tick box that says a child cannot watch my videos, and then we're off. Like, it's fine. Like, why is that so difficult for them to give us? Why is that not a thing that they can give us? They've already got all the data that they need in order to do that. And it's that simple. It's like, why are you creating this nightmare when it's that simple to give us a tick box to say, don't let children watch my channel? Anyone under the age of 13 not allowed to watch my channel. And then it protects me, it protects YouTube, and YouTube can still advertise away at everybody else. I don't understand why it's hard at all. Like, I'm a programmer, and I could write that code in half a day. Do you know what I mean? And literally, I could write that code in half a day. It's not difficult to do when you've got the data already. It's madness. It's absolute fecking madness, people. It really is. And I'm infuriated and I'm angry because I'm really proud of this channel, and I'm really proud of the fact that all you guys are taking part, and it really winds me up no end that YouTube give absolutely two shits about what happens to anyone that's made that place what it is. And it just, all this channel, all YouTube will be after the 1st of January is the people that have already made it, like your PewDiePies and stuff, who can afford to take the risk with $40,000 fines, and your Jimmy Kimmels, your Jimmy Fallons, and your James Cordens. That's all you'll have. You'll have chat shows and bollocks that, you know, and it's all puerile TV people. It's absolute fucking nonsense. It's, you watch any chat show, it's the same shit over and over again. Absolute fucking nonsense. And YouTube, that's all it will become. And they'll try and get you to hook into their streaming service so you can watch fucking Karate Kid or whatever it is, Cobra Kai. I mean, who's going to sign up for YouTube just to watch a couple of TV series? Nobody. YouTube is what it is because it's because of us. Because of the variety that it comes with being creators that want to do loads of different things. And so here we go with the other issue that I've got with it. Because, well, not me, that the channel has got with it. Because what they're saying is, right, and there's some brilliant child-orientated stuff on YouTube, right, that is specifically made for children. And it's made by private creators, just like me, that engage children or engage families. They're now being told you can't make any money. You were making 100% of the ad stuff that you're getting. Now you're going to make at most 10% of what you used to make. And it's like, hang on a minute, why? Like the issue isn't that you can't advertise at children. It's that you can't use their online data to advertise to them. Like, fucking Nickelodeon or, you know, children's channels still have adverts in them. Like, it's not that you're not allowed to advertise at children. You're just not allowed to collect their data and do it. So, you know, just use whatever software you want to use to say, for Google to say, well, that video looks like it might be aimed at children, even though we don't know who's going to click on the button. So we'll throw up something to do with Lego or something. Do you know what I mean? You're not physically then using the data of the person that's clicked on the product. You're just saying, well, we think that video might end up in the world of a child. That's no different. I mean, the FTC might have a problem with that, but that is no different than advertising on the Nickelodeon channel or anywhere else that's to do with kids, Cartoon Network or wherever, because they advertise there because they know children are going to watch it. That's how it works. I've gone off my list, haven't I? I've gone off on a rant. I don't know what I've covered and what I haven't covered now. So that means all the beautiful content that's out there to do, you know, to engage children. There's lots of teaching stuff on there. There's lots of fun puppet stuff on there. Cartoon stuff on there. All of those private creators that were doing away, some of them who actually rely on YouTube as a business, as their way of life, will now have 10% of revenue they used to have because YouTube do not care about the creators. That's as simple as that. They can spin it any way they like, but they do not give a fuck about any creators that are on there. The only thing they're interested in is their own net worth. And they can't even see the impact that this is going to have. It's how can you not, as a company, see how mad it is what you've just done? You've just got done for lying and cheating, and you're blaming us for it when we had absolutely no control over it. It's like, you can't even put your hand up and say, we're really sorry. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to put something in place that stops the under 13s getting to videos that say that they don't want to be watched, and on we go. Now, they can't do that. They have to make this absolute nonsense out of the whole thing and destroy their own product out of some stupid point of principle that only they can see, or whoever it is at the top can see. Because if they can't see that their product is about to become a wasteland as of next year with anything original or creation wise, then they have got their head in the sand. They've got their head up their asses, to be fair. It's just I don't, honestly, whoever's running that company needs to have a serious look at themselves. And whoever this guy is at the FTC needs to have a serious look at himself, because That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life, coming after creators that are actually, like me, a lot of them doing it because of the love of doing it and had no control over what Google were doing. We haven't done anything wrong. You can't start saying you're going to shoot us like fish in a barrel and we've not done anything wrong. What kind of fucking nutter are you? Just like an American to come up with an analogy to do with shooting people. What the fuck is that all about? Apologies to all you nice American people. Honestly. Oh! Where did we get to in my list, people? So that's where we're at. That's what impacts it's going to have. Where did I get to on this? Children's TV advertising, just talked about it. That's the bit I don't understand. You can still advertise to children, just can't do it based on the data they've typed in to watch it. Best solution I've talked about. Just give me a tick box that says I don't want children under the age of 13 watching my videos. They can watch the ones that are specifically for them. And even then, I still don't want the children's content wiped out. Just find a legal way of advertising to that group of people without collecting their data. I mean, you could base it solely on the fact that the person who is the creator is ticking the box that says, yes, my stuff is aimed at children, and base your advertising based on what he's just said, not on what the child's put in. Because it's not about the fact that you can see it's a child watching the video, it's about the protection of those children's data. So just use those tick boxes you've given us to direct your advertising. That's all you need to do. Anyway, I mean, they already have all the data to do it. We've talked about that. So that leaves me with, that's it. That's my rant about what's going on, what's happening. But there's no way that I'm going to be leaving my channel up saying it's not for kids and then get a $40,000 fine from the FTC. I mean, people, you know what I mean? There's just no danger of that happening. So I will have to, at the very minimum, tick my channel as aimed at children because that protects me from any kind of fine. But it throws the channel into oblivion, which means that there is no point in me having a channel anymore. So I've spent the last week kind of thinking, well, do I even do anything else? If I delete the channel, do I try and bring some of you guys with me? I don't know. I mean, I need to ask you guys, if I was to move to a different platform, would you follow me there? Now, I wouldn't move to Twitch or Mixer because I don't stream. So I need to find somewhere where I can upload videos just like I do here. Now, I was looking around, and I don't know if I'm going to do this or not, but I'm just throwing it out there. Let you guys can tell me if it's something you'd be interested in. And unfortunately, YouTube is the only place really that allows you to be a creator and bases any kind of revenue on ads. Not that it's for the revenue, but it's nice to get a little something every now and then. And if I want to progress and keep the channel going and give you guys more content, then that's something we might have to think about sort of generating. But anyway, that aside, I just wanted to find another platform that I could do the same thing on. Now, there was 3 that popped up almost immediately when I Googled it. The biggest one seems to be Vimeo, which, interestingly enough, I've seen Vimeo adverts for the last bloody year or so popping up on YouTube. So Vimeo seems to be an alternative place to do what I'm doing. Do any of you guys use it? Any of you guys know how good it is? Now, the downside of Vimeo is it's not free for me to be a creator. And it costs, up on the screen here somewhere. So they've got plans like, the first couple of plans are no good for the amount that I would throw up. Because they're only, I can only upload 5 gig a week on the standard one, which is £6 a month. The next level up is £16 a month, which is 20 gig a week, which still is like, that's, for me, that's like 2 videos. And the next one up's unlimited weekly upload, but that takes us up to £40 a month. Now, that's not the end of the world, but if I was going to be forking out £40 a month to do what I'm doing, I would need to find some kind of way where you guys were happy to help support the channel. And obviously there's a Patreon option there. I do have a Patreon account. I set it up in I set it up more out of curiosity about a month ago, just to see what was involved in setting the channel up, to see what sort of things I could do with it. And to be honest, I didn't spend an awful lot of time with it, but it's still there. So I've got a Patreon channel. And there may be other ways of you guys dipping in, like, I mean, I wouldn't be talking about any kind of stupid money, like I don't know. I've not even thought about it, like £1, a month or something, or £1 for the people that are Patreon supporters, or I think it might be that I can just say that the minimum's £1 and you guys can give me what you feel if you're enjoying the channel. But I didn't want to go down that road, because I still feel like, I know nearly 5,000 people is a lot of people, but I don't know that there's a huge amount of people on my channel that would be willing to pay to watch what I do. But I could be wrong. Maybe that's just me being a little bit humble, but that's why I've never gone down that road. But a lot of you have said to me, like, make t-shirts with Flaggers Up Friday on it, and make, this, that and the next thing. So, I don't know. Let me know if it's something, if it does come to it and I need to delete the channel. Because the other thing is, if I do have to tick it, what I might do is tick it as for children aimed, blah, just to protect it. And then just because I certainly will not be posting any videos on it as in that state, because there's no way that I can, there's no reason, there's no happiness in the channel at that point, because I can't communicate with you guys, I can't get any feedback, there's literally nothing. But what I could do is just tick it like that, leave it, and hope that they sort it out at some point in the future, and then, move over to Vimeo and see how we go. There's another one. Just to finish on the Vimeo thing, there was a £40 a month one sounded good. There's a £70 a month one, which is like the premium one. And we could always move to that if things took off over there. But I can't remember it was unlimited. Oh, it was live viewers or something, yeah. So it wouldn't be that much of a big issue. So the £40 a month one would probably be the one we want. Yeah. Well, interestingly, there does seem to be a total stories limit, though. Yeah, so that's the other thing. I think YouTube seems to be the only place where there's like an unlimited amount of space to put your stuff. That said, there was another one that I was quite interested in called Library, and it's not spelt as the word, it's called LBRY. And that seems to be an open source kind of, everyone can just go and it's not owned by a singular company that can control the way that YouTube do. And I was really interested in that one, and I'm going to look a bit more into it. And I spotted that from someone on a chat stream saying, oh, there's another place you can do it. Ooh. I mean, you go on it. I mean, it's not like Googling let's plays on YouTube or whatever, because there is nothing like YouTube at the minute as far as that goes. But that doesn't mean there can't be somewhere else that can do it. And I think there was monetary values involved in Library so far as it went. I couldn't quite understand it. I think, though, it did give the option to just show. It was like you could upload a movie or whatever and charge £1 to watch it, or you could just upload it and show it for nothing. So it did seem to have the option. I don't know what costs there are for me on it. I didn't get that deep into it. So there's Vimeo and Library. Those were the two that stood out. So there are other places that we could do it if it comes to it, people. I would need to know from you guys if it is something you would like to follow me in doing, because there's no point in me setting it up if none of you want to come with me. But there is no point in me running this YouTube channel if I had to tick it as aimed at children to avoid a $40,000 fine. So we're in a quandary, people. If you still want to, after the 1st of January, if you are interested in me doing what I do, then we would have to move somewhere else to do it. At least until YouTube sort themselves out. But I honestly don't even think they care enough to do it. They're getting bombarded. I will try and put in the description below, I'll try and put at least one link to a change.org. What's it called? Is it change.org? Anyway, one link to a petition and one link to the FTC website where you can go and seriously complain at them for being absolute knob-ends. And I think the petition's toward Google. My personal issue, my strongest issue is with Google, but I'm really angry at the FTC for pointing at us, because we haven't done anything wrong. at all. And it's up to YouTube, it's up to them to give us the tools to say, no, I don't want children involved in this channel. Also give the people that do make children's content the option to say, yes, it's for children, show children's advertising here. You know, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. So far as I can see, the law is about collecting the child's data. If you're ticking your channel as a child's channel, you can advertise. There's no different than saying it's a TV channel and showing adverts there. So, you know, anyway, that's about all I've got for you. So please, I really want your feedback as to whether or not you'd be interested in. I guess I'll probably get. We'll probably see more of an impact when this does go live on the 1st of January. I'll still keep posting my vlogs up. I'll still keep doing some Let's Play for you up until, you know, into December. At which point, probably mid-December, because there'll be a lot going on, or toward the tail end of December, I'll tick it as child only, and I'll have to leave it at that until they sort something out. But please, I mean, all I can ask of you is, I will put the links in. Get yourself on the link, add yourself to the petition, and if you get time, go and complain on the FTC site. But at least get the petition signed. And I'll also try and put a link in of the legal guy that I watched for his video, just so that you can see somebody legal talk about what I've just talked about. And even he is saying how ridiculous it is. And, you know, so there we are. It's really, really sad. And I can't believe that YouTube are allowing their own product to implode, which is what it's going to do. It's going to be like tumbleweed floating through that place come next year, because other than TV shows that have channels on it, you're not going to get anything from creators. Anyone that can't afford a $40,000 fine isn't going to risk it. So what is the point? So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens if they don't change something, and change it soon. But it's really, really bad, people. It's really bad. And I'm surprised I've not seen other gaming people throw up videos saying how worried they are. Boogie2988, he threw up Francis' video, and he also did a proper talk on it. Other than him, I haven't, mind you, I haven't looked, but, you know, usually they pop up in front of you. But I think there's a lot of gaming people that don't think they're going to be affected by it, or don't understand what it means to have ticked that box to say, no, it's not for children. It doesn't protect you. It's the opposite. It's the opposite of protecting you. That box is doing nothing but put you in danger. So, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one making £60 every 3 months. You know, maybe all the rest of them are making gazillion pounds, but there's so many people I think aren't understanding what's going on. Anyway, look, there we are. It is what it is at the moment. All we can do is sign the petitions, keep moaning at YouTube, keep telling them they're being absolute feckwits, as well as the FTC, and hope that they sort it out. But it's just awful. It is the worst ever thing that's ever happened to YouTube. I mean, the whole adpocalypse things and everything, I mean, they shrink in comparison. Like, that shit never bothered me, because it was never about the money for me. This just makes a channel pointless. Absolutely pointless to anybody who is not a TV channel or has already made it and making gazillion pounds a video. So it's a shame, people. It's really, really sad. Let me know in the comments below what you think of all I've said. Let me know in the comments below if you'd be interested in me doing it on Vimeo or doing it on Library. Would you come and join me? Would you be willing to support the channel in some way with, you know, X amount of pences or whatever? Let me know, because I need to kind of make my mind up as to whether I try and do this somewhere else, or, you know. But I'm sad because, you know, this channel's been a long time in the making to what it is now. I feel bad for you guys, because there's so many of you now follow me and enjoy what I do. I feel bad for me because I've put so much heart and soul and work into it. It's gutting. It's really, really gutting, guys. It really is. It is such a shame. And it's all down to, you know, corporate suits that have absolutely no idea what it is to be a creator, or the fact that it wasn't not anything to do with us, or Google just not giving a shit about that stings the most. It really does. Like, they give this pretense of caring about their creators, but when it really comes down to it, this is how much they care. They don't. They do not give a shit about any of us. The only way they're going to change their mind as to what they're doing is if they think they're going to lose a shit ton of cash. So we need as many people to say, well, I'm shutting my channel down because there's literally no point to it. And hopefully that might kick them into touch. But, I mean, they're obliviously still dawdling along, like making these creator supporter videos every other day, going, we've done this with funny stickers to make you $1. It's like, fuck off. Go and fix the COPPA problem. Nobody gives a shit about that stuff if there's no point in having a channel in the first place, you fecking idiots. It's like, I was looking at the chat comments below some of these videos. It's like, sort your COPPA shit out, you mad people. Oh, it's just, the world's just, it's pure insanity, people. Why do people that run companies not have common sense like the rest of us? Like, do they live in some other world the rest of the time and only come out when there's a lawsuit? I mean, what is happening? Oh, I don't know, people. I'll miss you guys, though, if it has to go. I can only cross my fingers and hope that something happens before the 1st of January, but as it stands, we'll be ticking it as child-orientated toward the tail end of December, if nothing changes. And you guys will have to let me know if you would be happy to come and see me on another platform, and I'll try and think about doing something there. So there you are. Let me know in the comments below about any of this stuff that I've just talked about. I really want to hear your opinions on this, guys. Get talking to me down below, because I tell you, it's not going to be long before you won't be able to talk to me down below, because I won't have comments anymore because the bloody child thing. So make the most of it. Get typing. Let me know what you think. Let me know anything to do with what I've just talked about. There you are. I am done. It has been an honour and a privilege, even though it was a depressing conversation, to serve for you in this vlog today. And I shall see you all in the next one. Take it easy, folks. Bye.